Now, this video is not going to be nearly as long or extensive as the other ones I've had on this channel so far. There's some specific things that have been thrown around about this character, and I think some of them are just completely untrue. People can dislike this direction for the character. That's completely fine. I could easily understand why people don't like the motivation of this, because the Lich was always interpreted as one specific thing. This is a character that a lot of people grew up with, so I can understand people being upset. However, when it comes to the idea that the Lich is a simp, that's crazy. Saying that this is just pure and simply him simping is just ridiculous. I would definitely say devotion is one of the main concepts in this series as a whole. We have Betty and Simon, who are constantly devoted to one another. We get that theme thrown in even further with the Caspar and Nova book series, which is seemingly a retelling of Simon's actual life. We have Astrid, who is devoted to Simon because he was the person who wrote her favorite thing in the whole world. We have Fiona, who now has this massive crush on the Winter King. You could even say that Star, which is the evil Marceline obviously, is devoted to her dad because of that type of love they have with one another. It's just a type of love. And the Lich is not simping over someone that he has such a high idolization of. See, that's where it gets tricky, because I can understand why people say the Lich is simping for Golb, but we have to think about it in a completely null context. For that, obviously, I just want to say thank you so much to all the people who have seen the Lich video. It has gone like pretty clear. It just broke 100,000 views at the time of recording, so thank you so much if you decided to stick around or whatever. Also, we just broke 5,000 subs, and that was my goal for the year, so that's pretty crazy that we're actually not just at the goal, but we've gone past the goal by quite a margin. I don't know if the algorithm's going to be completely as insane as it has been for like every single video. If you guys want to show some support, it would mean a lot. Back to the Lich. The Lich has never met Golb. We know Golb because of the finale and how Golb has been built up, and Golb is a non-character. Golb has never spoken. Golb has never done anything in specific outside of destroy things. You know, that's the impetus for their character. Golb is what I think many people actually wanted the Lich to actually be. Something that's very machine-like, and I've seen a ton of people use that machine-like thing for this argument. One of the main things I wanted to bring up was the parallels between the Lich and Finn. Both of them were created from catalyst comets, which means they're going to make some great impact on the world, and many people speculate that Golb was the person who actually created the catalyst comets, which I think would be pretty cool, because Golb is meant to be the embodiment of chaos as a whole, to create something that will completely throw a wrench in what the world formerly was or will be. And the Lich being absolute evil and Finn being absolute good, in my opinion, is the ultimate chaotic storm, and makes a lot of sense that these two are so diametrically opposed to one another. And I wanted to bring up this idea of devotion once again with Finn, because Finn was super devoted to Princess Bubblegum, to the extent that even after he got over his crush on her, he still views her as a goddess-like figure in his mind. And we see this constantly throughout the entire series. And I think that's obviously meant to be a parallel with Golb. Golb is this thing that could seemingly control the universe at their whim, and Princess Bubblegum made life. You know, Princess Bubblegum has done things that are seemingly far beyond the capabilities of many other people. And I feel like that parallel between the two is very intentional. And obviously with the Lich possessing Princess Bubblegum during the first ever appearance of his character, I think that adds to it, in my opinion. I think another reason a lot of people are complaining is because this scene made the Lich look weak, vulnerable, and dare I say, human. Now, a lot of people, again, have been commenting that they say they really like this sort of embodiment of evil character that they've had. However, in my opinion, the Lich has shown countless amounts of emotion through the many episodes that he's had present in the story. As many people have been saying, he's a schemer, he's like a machine, and he waits for the opportunity. Well, a lot of people who are schemers actually have to dwell their emotions and try to meticulously plan out things. And you can't really do that if you are fully a machine. He has a purpose and he's driven like a machine. That is true. However, him maniacally laughing about achieving his goals is not machine-like at all. It shows he's driven. Why is he driven? He's driven because he wants to appease Golb. And I know people aren't going to like that because, again, that makes him seem like he has some sort of motivation outside of just the extinction of all life. But guess what? The extinction of all life and appeasing Golb in his mind are literally the exact same thing. And I really like the idea that many people think that Golb doesn't even want the extinction of all life, because life in itself is chaos. When there is no life, there is no chaos, no entropy. And I think that idea is incredibly fascinating. I've seen that countless times in my video on the Lich being depressed. So absolutely love that analysis. I think that is super great. I think another reason people are upset about this is because the Lich obviously looked weak, literally basically got one shot by Golb. Golb, as we know, is super broken, you know, and this is not like a power scaling Adventure Time thing, but literally Golb took, you know, no damage basically the entire time and only got defeated because Betty did Wish Magic, which is, as we know, the most powerful thing basically in the verse. And I hate that I'm using power scaling lingo for this, but this is just how I feel Lich fans think. Like, oh, the Lich is so epic, he's got to be strong, you know? Golb being this indomitable force that no one could defeat throughout the entire world of Adventure Time, I think it makes perfect sense Golb just instantly destroys the Lich like he is nothing, because in Golb's mind, or lack thereof, the Lich is nothing. The Lich is not any subordinate of his. The Lich is just another thing in the world that exists who dared to defy him. So, buzzwords are a way to just instantly kill a conversation. Once you say, oh, that's just that, that's it to a lot of people in their minds. And to me, that is the death of analysis. That is the death of actual conversation. For the people who call him a simp, I feel like you're just completely not talking about what his actual character is at this point, because this isn't simping, this is devotion. In my opinion, a very religious-esque context. I mean, my man is literally praying like he's seeing God right in front of his eyes, and to be honest, this is probably what he considers God. He literally said he was a scholar of this thing, you know? And he's never met him, he's never had the opportunity to meet him. Him seeing him in front of his eyes is probably existential in a way, and obviously existential because he like dies a second later, but you get what I'm saying. I saw this amazing comment in my comment section of the Lich video, and I had to bring it up because it literally got onto the exact things I talk about in this exact moment. And I really, really like what BBG said here with the redeeming yourself and becoming Sweet Pea, or following the faith so far that you get punished essentially for not having everything go the way you expected. I thought that was really, really great, and it showed a really great grasp of the duality of the way the Lich's character was written through Sweet Pea, or the Lich as we know him right now. Really, really cool, especially since they are the exact same Lich from the same universe. I love this a lot. You might not like the Lich having this character development, but you can at least have a discussion about it versus just saying, oh, he's a simp. That just dismisses everything about the character that you might have enjoyed. You saying you don't enjoy the character at this point, that's fine. People cannot like whatever they don't want to like and like whatever they want to like. That's fine by me. You know, your favorite character could be Joe Schmo, and if you give a valid reason and you just say why you like it, I'm not going to judge at all. But if you say you don't like a character for something as insignificant as, oh, he's this, I think that's pretty dumb. Let me know what you all think down below. I personally, as I said in my last Lich video, think this is a very great decision on the writers, and it gives him a lot more depth. However, I can understand why people don't like this decision because it changes what they perceived as his character. Let me know what you think down below. I think this development is interesting. Some people don't. What do you think? That's going to be it for me. Hopefully you take care and have a good one.